my God. Long intensity.
Where to, Jamie?
To the hotel and step on it.
Okay. Jamie says step on it. I say time to break out the drifting moves. Because apparently drifting is not just slicker, it's quicker.
Here we are. That was quick, but sloppy. You could use some lessons.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm coming.
You know what drifting is, right, Jamie?
Yeah, it's a style of racing where they spin the rear wheels and are able to slide around corners going sideways.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny, that's the one thing that I can think of that we haven't actually been trained to do with cars.
Well, that ends right now because this entire episode is devoted to drifting. Later, we're gonna power slide into a parking space. But first, we have a myth on the docket that drifting is actually faster than regular race driving.
Time to break out our racing gear.
Exactly.
The perfect drift requires a precisely timed sequence of moves. The engine's revved, the handbrake momentarily engaged, and the power applied. Then by steering into the slide and keeping the throttle floored, the kinetic friction of the spinning tires supplies the centripetal turning force. But is it actually quicker, or does it just look slicker? To find out, it's driver training with a difference.
Our drifting instructor today is professional driver Conrad Grunwald. He's been racing for 15 years, the last 10 of them in the Formula Drift Series. And he's gonna show Jamie and I a little bit about what's what when it comes to drifting.
Shotgun.
Okay.
Before the guys take the wheel, the lesson begins with a demonstration to get a feel for what the drift is all about. Cue the joyride of a lifetime.
One of the biggest joys of doing this job is getting trained by experts to do all sorts of weird things. And drifting, well, drifting has to be right at the top of that list. Conrad's one of the best, and I've drawn the first straw, so it looks like I'm in the hot seat. Conrad, I can tell already this is going to be pretty high on the brown pants index, watching you come up here.
I think you'll be fine. He's right about the brown pants, though.
All right, Jamie, you ready? All right. Okay, let's slide. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, my God. Whoa. Holy. Whoa. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a little taste of a drift car. What do you think?
That's insane. But I do think I need some earplugs or something.
What?
With Jamie suitably impressed and 4 tires already totaled, it's Adam's turn to calibrate the brown pants index.
All right, Adam, do the best you can to pay attention to how I move the steering wheel and what I'm doing with the gas pedal. All the movements are going to be quick but subtle, all right?
All right. That's a thing. I have to admit, I didn't pay attention to anything you said to pay attention to. I was just sort of along for the ride. That was crazy. All of my driving training is about not allowing to happen what this is all about. About keeping your car from losing its tension with the road. This is about maintaining that. I absolutely can't wait to get behind the wheel.
With the demo done and dusted, first up for actual hands-on instruction is the Hyneman.
About 20% of what we're going to do is with timing, and that's with the steering wheel inputs and what we're doing with our foot on the throttle and or the brake.
Oh, too much.
The other 80% of what we're doing is really your eyesight.
Steady. Way too much throttle, way too much. All right.
Keep your eyes focused where you want the car to end up, not necessarily where you're going.
Even with intensive tuition,
Clutch, handbrake, and turn the wheel.
it's an incredibly tricky technique to master.
Ah, darn.
Jamie's attempting to simultaneously lose traction but maintain momentum
I lost it. Let's give it another try.
through a full 90-degree turn.
Brake, 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 brake.
Spinning out and losing control is not ideal.
A little more practice.
This is intense.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Really? Because it doesn't look like it from over here. It looks like one of the most difficult things we've ever had to learn how to do.
It's right up there. It's it kind of gets you going. It's a lot of fun.
All right, keep going.
But our drifting debutante eventually dials it in. And here's how.
Okay, hard on the gas, that's it.
But what is the technique?
Stick with it. Nice, good.
Basically, as you approach a turn, you drop the clutch and floor the throttle so you rev up the engine.
Yeah. Nice work, Jamie.
That was a really nice turn.
Then when you release the clutch, there's a huge surge in power, which makes the wheel spin so fast you lose traction and the back end swings out.
Hard on the gas, go.
That, believe it or not, is the easy part. The hard part is holding the drift rather than wiping out.
Nice job, man, nice job. That's what I'm talking about.
And that needs a delicate combination of throttle, steering, and a bit of a handbrake. And what can I say? It takes practice. Back to Earth. I was in outer space.
So obviously we've been working on this story for a while. We've had a lot of time to think about drifting from an intellectual standpoint, from the physics of it. But in a few minutes, I'm about to get behind the wheel and try to understand the physicality of it. And that switch off from the intellectual to the physical, it's one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's one of the best single parts of this job. I'm very excited right now.
With Jamie looking like a pro, it's finally time for Adam to take a turn behind the wheel. Or is it?
Well, things have changed. It has started to rain, and the rain is going to cause us a real problem.
The thing is that if Conrad's car is able to do what you just saw it do on dry pavement, on wet pavement, where we've lost about 50% of our traction, that 900 horsepower behaves more like 2,000 horsepower, and it's going to be hard to control it.
But that doesn't mean we're totally done drifting. No, no, no. The plan all along was for Conrad to give Jamie and I lessons in drifting in his car, and then to help us transfer that knowledge to a car we can do more Mythbustery things. We've always planned to bring our own car in, and now it's just time to bring it up a little bit earlier. All right. Oh, that was inauspicious. Hey, man. You want to show me some ropes about how to do some drifting in this thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Just go ahead and give it some gas and look where you want it to go. Wow.
It may be a world away from Conrad's supercar, but to drift, this more Mythbustery motor requires the same technique, which is just as difficult.
Part of what Conrad is teaching is you start going in a circle, gun the engine a little bit to break it free, and then kind of feather it, keeping it exactly that same RPM. Too much.
You did everything right, just the timing was off.
and then if you don't control it just right, you go too far and you end up going backwards and stopping just like that.
Look that way.
Whoa!
It's a tricky task to master.
A little too much. A little too much.
Adam takes a while to get a grip on letting it slide.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, really good. Off the handbrake. Good. Aha. Very good, Grasshopper. Nicely done.
I have to tell you, this is one of the most fun things I have ever learned on this show.
Power. Go.
Yeah! That was the best one yet!
Maybe it's because it's so hard to get right.
That feels good. Wow, the whole world changed shape there for a second.
Doesn't it?
Maybe it's that when you get that 180 right because you've shifted into gear and you're starting to give the gas and the wheels start to spin out and you're looking at this spot to your left and you're spinning around it like you're attached to it by a chain.
Oh, what a show off. That was pretty good.
It's a rush. Have I made that clear?
Good speed, clutch, handbrake, turn the wheel.
It's been a long, hard training day. Tough on the tires and tough on the trainees.
Back off, back off, back off, back off, slow down.
But after 12 hours of intense instruction,
Oh, nicely done. Where did that come from? Holy dude, that was great.
our dynamic duo are ready to delve into the myth.
If we're going to get to the meat of this story, and that is whether drifting is better than driving, we're going to have to deconstruct the drift, set up some courses, and see if that is, in fact, looking like the case. Welcome to the dry part of our episode. Now, Jamie and I have gotten educated in the rudiments of drifting.
Yeah, nice work, Jamie.
But now it's time to bump that up a level and do some actual testing. So we have abandoned the runways of Alameda, California, and come to California's Central Valley to this beautiful dry runway. That's it. This is a former NASA testing station. All right. But for right now, let's just call this Adam and Jamie's Mythbusters drift testing facility. How does that sound?
Over the years, we've ended up using runways quite a bit, and I gotta say I really like it when we do, because it's nice to get out of the city once in a while into the wide open spaces. Mostly, we use the one in Alameda because it's close and it's got a great view of the city across the bay. We've done more stories there than I can count. But other times we use Tracy. We've done things like dodging bullets there. We've gone up to Merced, where we've flown a plane off a conveyor belt. This one here is at Crow's Landing, and it's new for us. I think it's going to work out really well for us. It's got a really nice surface. Check it out. The view's great.
Time to try some more tires.
In pursuit of the myth that drifting is the fastest technique for taking a corner, the guys set up for a time trial.
Let me run you through our course. We're going to be trying to gather consistent timings with 3 metrics, the first and foremost being entry speed. We're always going to be crossing the starting line of our turn at 45 miles per hour.
When the car crosses the start line, I click.
We'll be doing 2 kinds of turns, one drifting and the other non-drifting.
And when he crosses the finish line, I click again.
And it's just that easy. Here we go, turn test in 3, 2, 1.
Yep, first up with a consistent entry speed.
There comes 45, 45.
How fast can Adam get through 90 degrees without drifting?
Well, that could have been better.
You're gonna have to back up.
Oh, look, it sprung right back.
There's your problem.
Well, that was not my best turn, but I got to dial into this. This is the first time I've driven this thing. It's going to take me a few tries just to get the comfort and feel.
45. Oh, boom.
Well, there goes our car. I'm actually a little surprised. I thought Adam would ease into it until he got the right feel for that corner, but it seems like he's not.
Here I come.
It's an inauspicious start,
Pulling to the outside.
but from there on in,
Yeah!
Adam dials it in and nails the corner
What was that?
4 seconds.
in a consistent time.
4 seconds. 4 seconds every time. So now it's time for Adam to try and do the course while drifting. This might get interesting.
Here we go. Let's drift again.
Remember, for the myth to be confirmed,
40, 45, 45.
Adam must rip through the right angle in less time.
Initiating the drift. Yeah! That was cool!
But a PDQ power slide, it ain't.
That felt genuinely cool. How was my time?
7 seconds.
From the start to the end?
Yeah.
All right.
Do it again.
Yep. There is a lot going on in order to drift through this 90-degree turn. I've got to choose a specific spot, and at that spot, pull on the e-brake just a little bit while pushing on the clutch and then steering against the turn so that I slide into it and then give enough gas so I can come back out of it. I need a couple more to get scientific about this. That's it. 43, 44, 45. I'm at 45 miles an hour. This is perfect. I'm going to do it now. Yeah! Damn, that feels good. Woo! What did I get?
4 seconds.
Excellent.
Well, I've done my runs.
Yeah! Woo!
And while I had some mishaps here and there, I did get 2 really nice fast times, one in drifting, one without, and they were identical. So while I know it's too early to call, the fact already seems that even though it looks cooler, it might not be looking good for drifting as a myth.
So far, not so good. But the Hyneman's up next. Can he beat his control time
4 seconds. Nicely done.
when he tackles the turn with a perfectly timed drift?
Go. He starts to turn there at the stanchion, and boom!
Well, that didn't go as planned.
All right, so the goal is not to hit those things.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, cool.
Well, I have to say it's kind of strange to throw the car into a state of slide right when you're facing something that you're about to impact. It is something that you sort of naturally don't want to do.
Yeah, that's bad right there. That's bad. We have a special technique for that. It's called tape. Yeah.
It's all happening so fast, it's hard to say, like, okay, turn exactly now. Frankly, I think I would take a lot of practice before I could get through this at a maximum speed.
That's bad. The right-hand suspension arm is totally bent, like an inverted V, where the other one's totally straight.
Well, maybe that's why I can't make it through those curves.
Wait a minute. I think you're confusing causality and result.
Didn't you hit the thing right there?
Oh, no, that couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been, has to be you.
That's the cue for more less than subtle running repairs.
never happened.
and a new angle of attack.
With the 90-degree left-hand turn under our belt, it's now time to add a real wrinkle to this, and that is a 180-degree turn inside of two-lane road.
A complete reversal of the direction of momentum is the ultimate turning test. But there's a tweak to the planned protocol.
Before we destroy that little car, we figure I'll just take over the straight driving, Adam will do the drifting, and we'll do our comparisons that way.
So, first up,
Well, here we go. The 180, straight up.
Let's log some data.
Jamie lays down a series of controls.
Into the turn, give a little goose out. Yes, that's it, and boom.
Clocking a consistent benchmark.
Eight seconds, like clockwork. Literally, like clockwork.
Well, Jamie's done his straight runs on the 180-degree turn. I'm about to try and drift the same thing. All right, here I come, drifting 180. I'm looking for one really good one. That's what I want. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Damn, that feels good. That felt beautiful.
It looked good.
How was it for time?
9 seconds.
9 seconds! I don't think I'm gonna do much better than that. Dude,
I think it was perfect.
I felt like an action movie hero, man. That was awesome.
It looked cool and felt great. But cold, hard data doesn't lie. It appears that drifting is not faster.
Which I'm frankly totally astonished by, because if you look at Jamie's 180 in regular driving and my drifting 180, I swear that mine looks like the faster run, but it's not. It was slower by a half second in my best of all runs.
Yeah!
It's not looking very good for this story.
So we've run ourselves through a couple of very sharp turns, which would be about as sharp as you would ever run across in an urban environment, which is exactly where we're going next. At this point, we've established a foundation of knowledge about what exactly drifting is, holy and how it works. But the one thing that we haven't done is take the car through a regular driving course. And so that's what we're going to do next.
All right, let's go.
Now we want to put all of our experience into a full and complete test.
This is our starting line.
A sort of an urban driving environment full of twists and turns, both hard and soft, easy and difficult,
I love this game.
and put drifting to the test against regular driving.
Yeehaw! We're filming out on this runway, and we keep getting flybys from this guy here. It's kind of loud. Hello! I'm not even sure what that is. Is it like a MiG or something? Looks like it's fun to fly.
This is our course that we feel provides a really good balance of twists and turns and both standard and exciting driving maneuvers to make this test fun, but also experimentally valid.
Now there's nothing to do but to drive. Jamie's up first. I don't know how to make that work.
But before that, here's 2 insights into the workings of Adam's brain. Exhibit A.
As you can imagine, I'm a little hard on my equipment. Earlier today, I actually dropped my walkie into a water-filled traffic barrier and had to get it out. And through the magic of a thing we call a flashback, you can see exactly how it went. A call on the radio. I seriously did drop a walkie into one of these traffic barriers.
Ah, all right. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Ah, there it goes.
Ha! Got it. Ha! Ow. Luckily, when it's your show, no one yells at you. They'll yell at someone else.
And Exhibit B.
This is a very cool location. As we said, it is a former air testing facility for NASA, and behind me is the boarded up, really spooky control tower. I got about 3/4 of the way in before I was too afraid of getting bitten by some cornered rodent, and I left. But what really fascinates me is the question of what the heck happened to the ladder. Look at that. There's only two possibilities. A Japanese monster. B, a plane hit the freaking control tower. In either case, what happened to that ladder is the worst thing that ever happened to that control tower. I guarantee that.
Now back to your usual transmission.
Now it's time for me to run the course with straight driving as fast as I can. We'll take my best time and compare it to Adam's best time while he's drifting.
In 3, 2, 1, go! Sounds exactly like that when Jamie leaves for work every morning.
To clock his fastest time, Jamie will take as many laps as he needs.
Go!
Using more traditional racing techniques in direct contrast with drifting.
Come on! Yeah! That was beautiful!
Jamie maintains traction, clips each apex, and accelerates through the corners. Fast and smooth is the goal.
Trying to race like this is actually a new experience for us. And in this case, with my skill and with that car, I'm as fast as I'm gonna get.
Here it comes, it's gonna be a good time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, if this myth is true, drifting should allow me to ride this course much faster. I'm not talking like 1 or 2 seconds. I'm talking like 5 to 10 seconds. That's what we're looking for, a nice big difference between these two types of runs.
3, 2, 1, go.
Unlike Jamie, Adam is all about the drift. As he hits each corner, he flicks out his rear end and powers through the slide. Or not.
He did a 360. That's not good. Not unless you want to do a 360. See, that's the thing. You start to slide, you lose traction. If you're not really good, you lose control.
Crap!
That's the problem.
Go.
Despite dialing in the drifting, Adam makes at least one major time-sapping error on every lap. To accurately test the myth, he needs one mistake-free run to compare with Jamie's control.
One more. Let me do one more.
Back up, you've got a cone.
Okay.
There we go.
That was cool. I screwed it up by hitting it too fast on that last 180, but up until then, everything was dialed in beautifully. I think one more chance I'll get my best time yet. Whew. All right, sir, I'm in place.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
bet that was good. I'll just bet that was good.
That was 154.5.
Dude, I matched your time.
You did.
Boom.
So Adam completed his stylish sideways lap, but in the final analysis simply failed to go faster, meaning the myth is dead and buried, unless cue our professional race driver. If Conrad can't, no one can.
For due diligence, we brought back Conrad. Now, Conrad is a pro both in drifting and in racing. And so in comparison, he's way up here. And we're going to put him in that same car and see how he compares.
All right, Jamie and Adam, I'm ready over here. You guys count it down and I'll go.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Using his 15 years of racing experience, Conrad tears through their track. Without doubt, his regular driving is seriously speedy.
I think he's going to beat us by over 15 seconds.
That would be awesome. It's nice to know sometimes how far down the totem pole you actually are.
As he comes home in 1:47.2. Over 7 seconds faster than Jamie. The question is, can he trim more time off when drifting?
Adam and Jamie, count it down. I'm ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go! That sound just makes me so happy.
What's immediately clear is that Conrad's killing it. His drifts are bigger, better, and louder.
He's squealing a little more than you were.
That is as it should be.
But how does this more talented technique time out?
How do we do?
2 minutes flat.
So you think that's about as fast a drifting run as you could do?
I think that's about it. I don't know if I can push any harder than that. That was a pretty sideways run.
Dude, that's the result. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right,
Conrad.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Conrad couldn't have completed a classier lap than that. And he was 6 seconds slower than the straight driving control. It's a conclusive result. But there's an anomaly.
Right about now, you're probably wondering why my best drifting time was actually faster than Conrad's. And simply put, it's because Conrad is a better drifter. He spent more of his time with his tail end swinging out, moving sideways into the turns the way you're supposed to when you're properly drifting. And strangely, that meant that I went faster. All right, it's time to call it. Where do we stand on the myth that drifting provides a significant speed advantage over race driving?
Well, it didn't look good in the beginning, and it doesn't look good now. I'd say it's busted.
I think it's handily, cleanly, in every way busted. Like our car.
How much further we gotta go?
Just up till there.
Till the commercial break.
Yes, there we go. Oh, here comes the commercial break.
Now that we've shown that drifting is not necessarily a faster way to race, I had an idea that maybe there is something that is quicker to do with drifting.
What's that?
Parallel parking.
Parallel parking? You mean like with real cars on either side of the parking space?
Yeah.
Dude, that could get expensive.
Yeah.
Now, no clear investigation of the slipping and sliding and racing and speeding would be replete without an investigation of parallel parking. The bane of everybody's driver's test. You gotta pull up alongside the car and turn the wheel according to some formula your mom told you. No, no, no. The action movie hero has a totally different way of parallel parking. They drive at speed towards the parking space, slam on the brakes, and power slide perfectly right into the space they want. Now, Jamie has been practicing out on the open tarmac.
That was really cool.
and he feels like he's got it dialed in?
Yeah.
Yeah!
There we go.
So we've got a little parking space right here, and he's gonna put his practice to the test and see if it works.
All right. Here we go.
So I don't know how this is supposed to be done, but what I'm doing is getting up to the right speed, throwing the wheel over, pulling the handbrake.
Oh, so close!
Breaking free of the rear wheels with that handbrake,
That was better.
but then stopping with the foot brake at exactly the right time. Oh, there's no room for error on this thing.
Rush hour. You want the space before anyone else steals it. It's gonna be yours. You're gonna take it. You're gonna own it. Own it. Here it comes.
Oh!
Yeah.
Beautiful! Yes! You are literally like kissing the cones on the other side. That is what I'm talking about.
I'd say the evidence is pretty clear that this car was not parked in a normal fashion. You can tell by the linear black marks on the pavement that the driver must have brought this in at speed and hit the rear brakes, swinging the rear end of the car exactly into position against the curb, if you catch my drift.
That's a great start, and it's seemingly as simple as the movies would suggest. But at 90 degrees, they're only halfway there.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And he's off.
Hollywood would have us believe the full 180 is just as easy.
Well, there's a reason they called them bumpers, right?
Maybe not, but Adam ain't done yet.
There we go. 40 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh! Oh, so close! So close! Now I feel like I'm making progress. Now I feel like I'm making some progress. Good. Oh! Come on! How do we make this work? Hey! Beautiful! Woo, woo, woo!
Good job.
Awesome! Give me some. Awesome! Woo! Oh, if only there was a horn, I would honk in celebration. Here, sound guys, could you give me a horn? Thank you very much.
It was a thing of balletic beauty. But it's time for a dose of reality.
Well, it's one thing to try and do a 180 parallel parking job with cones surrounding you. It's another thing to do it into a real parking space with real cars around you. For Adam to get in here at speed doing a 180, well, if he makes it, it's only going to be by a hair, so it's almost a guaranteed impact. With that in mind, we're going to have him in a helmet with a neck guard,
Like going into battle.
with a 4-point harness, with shin guards,
Snug as a bug in a rug.
everything that we can possibly do to keep him safe.
Not only will a mistake mean a major impact, the space itself is tighter. Now, how will this nonchalant movie maneuver stand up to this level of real-world detail?
Okay, Adam, on your mark.
Here we go. I'm fine.
So close.
Rats.
That wasn't quite the slide rule slide Adam was after. But unlike his car, he's undamaged and raring to go again.
All right, Adam, on your mark.
Your last journey, little baby. Here we go. Give it everything. Let's go. Yeah! I kept seeing the cars, and I was not steering towards them as like a natural survival mechanism. Because really, you don't want to steer into cars. So I thought on this run, I just got to ignore the cars, ignore that the cars are there. And I totally succeeded at that part.
Well, that's a good thing. You got a little more of the car in the slot. I'd say you're up to about 50%.
I can't park this car, dude.
Yeah, it's tight. I don't blame you.
This movie-inspired parking procedure was purportedly a pushover. In fact, it's more like an accident waiting to happen. With the course marked out in cones,
Yeah.
Jamie and Adam were clearly on course for a confirmation.
Hey!
Although with a smaller space and cars in place, it wasn't nearly as simple.
I have to say, as the skilled collectors Jamie and I have been all our lives, this episode holds a special place in my heart. This is one of the coolest things
Hey,
we've
I think
ever...
it's time to bump it up a little.
What do you mean, Jamie?
Time to raise the stakes.
Raise the stakes how? Oh, no.
Let's see a parallel park this beast.
Okay. It just got real.
Well, the bad news is that big old cars like that are basically like driving boats. They got crap for suspension, they're spongy, they're all over the place. They're anything but a precision driving machine. But the good news is that things like anti-lock brakes and stability control and electronics didn't exist when they made that car. So between the two of those things, I'd say it's a toss-up whether Adam hits the mark spot on or not.
Because the guys are not allowed to damage the vintage limo, the parked cars are played by foam cutouts.
Okay, Adam, are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be. 3, 2, wish me luck.
Oh, he's going too fast. Told ya.
I think I might have hit something, like another car.
Good as new.
Time for take 2.
Well, a few attempts in, and I'm doing abysmally. That was me trying to remember everything and forgetting everything simultaneously. It's just terrible what I'm doing. I'm not 180ing at all. Ah, what a piece of that was. I just hope the limo lasts long enough for me to get this right.
Too fast. Like I said, too fast. Well, after the last crash, we've reset as best we can. We're gonna give him one more try. Okay, Adam, one more time. You can do it, buddy.
That was terrible. That was terrible. Did you order a limo? I'm here.
I think it's time we brought in an expert. Conrad, you're up.
All right, Jamie, I'll give it a shot.
I call this maneuver prom night. Wow! That was amazing! That was astonishing. That was beautiful.
Thanks, Adam.
Amazing.
Nice work.
Thanks, Jamie.
Can be done.
No, it can be done. I just can't do it, but it can be done.
And so concludes the Mythbusters crash course in street racing. 2 cameras, $600. 18 tires, $3,600. 1 second-hand car, $3 grand. Spending all day drifting, priceless.
some.
And back at Crow's Landing, the course deserves a fitting finale, a drifting masterclass.
Why on earth would we still be on the runway?
Why indeed when all the testing is done? Well, it turns out that Conrad Grunwald liked the testing course that we built so much, he's going to pay us the high compliment of drifting through our testing course in his own race car. For your viewing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, Conrad Grunwald.